Truly, alongside Josh with Jat Leesman, and you talked about some mid lane heavies. Well, who else than two-time MVP Bjergsen here? How you feeling about facing Link?
I always really enjoyed facing Link. He's really aggressive. Like the first time I ever played against him, he completely destroyed me in lane because he was overly aggressive and I didn't expect it. And I respect that. And it's just a lot of fun to play against.
How are you feeling about sort of North American mid laners in general now that you've transitioned over here?
I think in general people play a lot more ballsy in the early game. When I got here, it was mostly just like AFK farm until you get your blue buff, and then you start like doing heavy trades and trying to like get kills on each other. But in NA, it's like level 1, 2, people just go ham and they try to like ignite you level 1, especially like high-end Link or players that do that. It really took me off surprise. And when we went to EU with Boda, I did it against some EU teams in scrims and they didn't expect it either. So
yeah, and you've been gelling really well with your team. You guys have now beaten every North American team in succession, most recently Cloud9. And I actually feel like there was one really big moment in that game. If we have a replay we can pull up on the screen, where you guys just obliterated Meteos. Talk to me about what happened to your team in this team fight and what you're looking for.
Yeah, all of a sudden elimination goes in on Baron. We didn't really expect that, and everyone just calls to kill Lemon. I don't know if we see Meteos, but we quickly focus on him, and I blow pretty much everything, including Deathfire Grasp. Especially gets the stun off and Autumn gets the ult off, which is like the core to winning this team fight is him dying so fast.
Now, was there a pre-plan to try and focus down Meteos when he came into the fight? Because he didn't even get Zhonya's off.
Xpecial saved his stun for the Fiddlesticks because he had Zhonya's at this part, and we really wanted to be able to get our stuns off on him. So Xpecial saved his stun, which was pretty much like the reason we won this game, really, was that he kept stunning Meteos before he could use his Zhonya's.
So, of course, you have a lot of incredible talent here on your team. You're a two-time MVP yourself. Odd One just took MVP from you last week. How do you feel about playing with him and him stealing your title?
I don't really mind him stealing my title. I think he deserves it. I really enjoy playing with him. It's a lot of fun. He's a really solid player, and we get along really well outside the game, so it helps in the game too.
No rivalries? Like, is he kind of knocking at you for stealing MVP away? Do you care if you guys drop into the 5 OP or the MVP columns?
No, I really don't mind him getting MVP. I hope everyone on my team gets MVP at some point, hopefully this week.
Okay.
Yeah. I also have another question about your time in North America versus your time in the European LCS. Do you sense a difference in the playstyles between NA and EU?
Obviously, there are playstyle differences, but it's hard to tell when you kind of just jump into NA and then you kind of like...
Okay.
I wouldn't say you forget, but it's hard to really tell the difference once you like jump in there. But there are definitely some things that I could also bring over, like Gambit's early game invades was something we got punished really hard for on NIP, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't make those kind of mistakes here. And I was like, oh, we can't start on this buff, because if we were against Gambit, they would take advantage of it. So stuff like that, definitely, like, people aren't really ready for.
Interesting. Well, that's a cool learning experience. So actually, Bjergsen, we want to ask you our Twitter question of the day. So we're going to ask everyone else, which LCS pro, NA LCS pro, would you duo queue with and why? And for you, you can't pick a TSM member, so who outside of your team would you duo with?
I probably have to choose a jungler since I'm a mid laner. So I would probably have to go with Meteos. I think he's just a really good jungler, and he actually lets me get blue buff when we play. So I like playing with him, and he's a strong player, so I'd probably choose him.
All right, well, mid laners pairing up with junglers also. If anyone else has the answers, which I'm sure you do, hit us up at LOL Esports. Use the hashtag LCS, then stay tuned to see if your answer gets read on the air. Thank you very much for the interview, man.
Yeah, and of course, you guys can choose TSM members you want. We're just kicking him out. All right, guys, got to take a quick break, but when you return, Cloud9 looks to rebound when they take on XDG. North American LCS continues right after this break.